Hi everyone, this is Momin at Momin's Art. In today's video, I will show you how to render flowers or roses in without the drawing in watercolor. So let's get started. I have my Dagger brush, Rosemary and Co. 5 by 6 inch, and I have the cadmium red. I'm not sure what make of the colors are, but I have this palette, very basic palette, cadmium red, Prussian blue, Payne's gray, and a purple color. So I'm just using very basic colors. So which that's all I need for the painting. And I will use a cadmium yellow also from my other palette. So for my green colors. So as you know, if you need a green color, you don't need to have a green color in your palette. As long as you have a yellow and any blue color in your palette, you can mix your own green color. So it depends what type of green color are you looking for. So you don't need to have a green tube or green color in your palette. Anyway, so I draw the rose with my Dagger brush, made by Rosemary and Co. Size is 5 by 6. This is the brush I will be using for the rest of the painting. I don't need any other brush. This brush is very good for drawing certain object with watercolor. So basically, watercolor is you can do sketching in watercolor, or you can use for the bigger washes also. So watercolor is give you a chance. You can draw with watercolor, and then same time you can fill the color, block the big spaces by using more pigment, more water for the bigger spaces. Anyway, this is so I did my rose. I create some dark value, as you can see on the left side of the rose, to create some depth into the flower. And now I'm using some purple color mixing with the Payne's gray and with cadmium red, getting a little bit purplish type of gray color. So now I am bringing more depth, putting more dark value since it was in my brush, so might as well use it. And now I'm creating the background. I preferably using a dark background so I can have these flowers visible more. So since they are our subject, so make sure that you are they are look better than anything else on the painting. So everything else basically is helping these flowers. So this is our focal point, and rest is helping these flowers look better as compared with the anything else in the painting. Anyway, so I put some. I'm still using that purple color, dark grayish type of purple color, to blocking the background, and a little bit more touch it up on these petals. More gray color. You more like I explained in the other video previously. If you need more contrast, you can use same pigment, that cadmium red, but the cadmium red can go so far, it can be dark, so much dark, so you need to get some other color to change the consistency of the color. So by mixing a gray color or by mixing a blue color, make it a little bit more dark type of red color, which is tend to purple color. So more you mix Payne's gray, or you more mix blue color into a red color, it tend to go purple. Eventually, at one point, it get very dark purple color, which I put it in the background. So I need a cadmium yellow. I brought my other palette which I use all the time for my videos, and I picked up a cadmium yellow to construct these leaves. Basically now I'm working on the leaves of that the flower. I'm not gonna explain too much, just to create that there's a leaves in the background. And this brush works really good for this leaves, or it just other certain object. It works really good, so you can try if you want. You can get it from Rosemary and Co, or any other place, or you can order online also. I clean my brush. Make sure when you use your brush to pick up other pigment, make sure your brush is completely clean. Otherwise, you will bring the previous pigment into the other, and it will change the consistency of the color that you try to get on your painting. I picked up some sepia color from my other palette, and try to bring more contrast to my painting. And I put a dark sepia color mix with my purple mix, and now I'm working on the fine edges. Try to put more dark value into that flower, get more detailed work, get more depth into the flower, get a more detailed work here. Now I'm putting a little bit red, cadmium red, into these leaves at the edge of the leaf. If some of you know, the leaves, rose leaves has a little bit reddish type of edges, so that's what and it looks good too. Actually, you need to make some variation, not just paint leaves as a green. You can bring some burnt sienna, you can bring some raw sienna, change the colors, like change the tone and change the consistency of the color. It looks better. I purposely use the second camera in this video so you can see how wet this surface is, as the light shining on that wet surface. So I was most of the time I was working. I'm still working wet into wet. I'm not drying my painting with the dryer or anything else. I'm just using on a dry paper, using enough water in my brush so it can whatever the surface I'm working on, the portion of the paper is mostly like a wet, and I keep layering up right on the wet paper. Although I am going on a dry paper also, but I try to keep enough water so it will stay moist, so I can go back and put some more layers on it, wet into wet. So now I draw the second flower, which is the part of my painting, my composition. Make sure that composition is a very important part of your painting. You need to have a good idea. To how to compose your painting. The drawing, the sketching, how to mix colors, how to render the color, how to bring the more depth into your painting. Along with all these things, this how to compose your painting. That is very important also. So I put the second flower facing the other way, not facing the same way, and a little bit apart from the other flower, which I don't want to mix it up with the other flour and get very tight, since it's a small paper, right? It's a very small paper made by Academy Watercolor, and it's Academy Watercolor paper. I'm working on it. The surface is good. It works really good with watercolor, but the only challenge with this paper is get this painting out of this block. You have to be very careful, because I try few times and I almost ripped my painting. So what happened? It they bind it so tight with the glue. It really hard for someone to take a painting off from the block. So just be careful and give your painting a little bit time. Let it dry. Don't be just take it out from the block when the paper is wet. That would give, it would be more chances that you're gonna rip your painting. If it is dry, if the paper will be more stronger, and then you still need to be careful. You still need to be careful even if it's dry. So anyway, paper is good. Paper, no problem. It works really good. Now I'm working on the other flower, which is I'm putting some dark value, creating the composition. I don't have no reference photo for this painting because I draw flowers. I know how they look, and all you need is just to change the composition and bring something new, you know. So I don't have no reference, like I said, and I'm just going with my, like I have planned this painting. Initially I didn't draw, I just have a little bit plan, and I put down on the paper. So now I mix it up, a little bit more cadmium yellow into that mix. This time I put a little bit more Prussian blue. As you can see in the middle of these two flowers, I put more Prussian blue instead of purple color. And now if you pay attention on the left side, the first rose, whatever, I put a purple gray color. Now the wash is drying, so as the wash is dry, it get lighter. So you can see clearly that on the left side of the flower, the edge of the painting is the wash is drying and it get lighter. So I might go back and put some more dark value, create more some depth. It's a good, for me, it's a very good chance to go and work more on the left side and create some dark value. More cadmium yellow. I'm not trying not to do too many leaves, just a few on this side. I don't want to go really at the edge of the paper, although I'm very close now, which is not a very good idea. So you have to be careful. Some people try to fix certain things and they just keep working on the one portion of the painting, and what happened eventually, either composition wise painting will go trouble, or it just get muddy. It's just mixing up so many colors on the paper, and it get I wouldn't use the color the term muddy. It just get basically it get gray. So a lot of people, sometimes I use that too, because I hear from the students that my painting get muddy, So basically it's not a muddy color, it's a gray color. And if you mix more brown color, which a lot of people tend to do that, so what happened, the gray color is getting like a little bit muddy type of color. So that's what the terms, everybody uses the same term, get muddy, but it's not a muddy, it's a very good color. It's just in a wrong place, and so that's what people don't like it. Although it's a mix of three colors, you're mixing red, yellow, and blue. So if you mix red, yellow, and blue, it becomes gray color. So this is the chemistry of the color. Is not something that you've done something wrong on the painting. That's how the colors work. So don't be panic. If you make the color muddy, that's fine. I mean, like gray color. So which is the process of mixing a color. Now I'm working on the far side, on the right side of these leaves, bringing more depth and make them stand out, because this part of the painting is more focus toward the in order to in composition point of view is so the other side on the left side is more like helping the painting. So now I use some water, clean my brush, get some Prussian blue, mix it up with my red mix, which give me a dark purple color, and I go back and since I have time, the layers are drying, so you can do the same thing. You can go create more depth into these flowers by adding more dark color, but you have to be a little bit careful. You don't want to mix too dark color, otherwise the painting will get really dark, and the purpose of the watercolor will be lost. So you make sure the painting doesn't go too dark. So I put some dark color here and try to create more leaves here, and you can see I left some light value, the green color, and just sketching and making leaves by putting a dark value in like in the surrounding of that on that wash. So you can use one wash, and then when you start putting a dark value, you can create more objects by just introducing the dark value in your painting. More detailed work on the left side. This to create more depth into, since that part is dry now. It's like I said, I can go back and put some more water on that layer and sketch, do a little bit sketching also to create more detail, more realistic type of work here on this side. More details in this side of the leaves under the flower. When something is bothering you in your painting and you think it's not working right, I would just leave it alone. You don't want to overwork your painting. If you overwork, it will show right away. So make sure that if you did any mistake, you just leave that portion of the painting and just work on the other side of the painting where require more attention. And when it's dry and the washes are dry, then you can always go back and correct your mistake that you create earlier in your painting. You don't want to just try fix it one problem for too long. What happened? You will eventually create more problems for yourself in the painting at the same location. So I would just leave it alone and work on the other portion of the painting. And when you're done and then you can go back and create correct your mistakes the other side of the painting where you had some issues or you have some problems. Now I pick up some Prussian blue, creating a more dark value here right at the edge of this flower. It's a very good idea if you have a small paper for the cards you want to send it to your loved ones on Christmas or Thanksgiving, on holidays. It just it works really good. So it take me a little bit more time because I work, as you can see, that flowers one didn't take me too long to paint, right? But the background and which helping these flowers bring more contrast is what it taking me uh, most of the time. So what you can do, you don't need to go work on the background too much. Just create some few flowers like that, or when they in different composition, and then just erect few leaves here and there, which I will put some more videos uh, how to paint flowers and how to paint roses especially, which I will show you guys how to create a small quick painting so you can have a you can create, you can make the card uh, and send it to your loved ones, those cards. So now I'm just creating some branches also, and just bring more interest in the painting instead of leaving it empty on the middle of the paper. I just put some branches vaguely. It's not very, I didn't explain too much. It just I use the cadmium red and some cadmium yellow from the other palette, and now I'm putting a little bit sepia color on the, which is the dark brown color, dark orange color I would say, and it just create more depth into these branches. You can do so much. You can go on the top, you can go on the bottom, or you can create more flowers if you have a bigger paper. Here, because this paper is small, I don't have enough space to create more flowers. I think 2 flowers are more than enough for this small paper. Okay, the painting is done, and thank you for being here. I will put some more video on the roses and flowers, and yeah, please, if you like the video, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon button so you can notified with the new videos when I put it, which I put every week. Thank you so much for watching.